Ever think someone is fully bought in only to find out later they were just going through the motions? Meanwhile, the person you thought wasn't even paying attention is quietly outperforming everyone? That just happened to me, and it taught me a hard lesson about who's actually committed to change and who's just saying the right things. My name is Dr. Mara Peralta, and I've been a pharmacist for over 15 years, and I also coach nutrition and fitness. And I wanted to share this because this applies whether you're coaching a team, trying to build a business, or even just trying to change your own fitness and nutrition habits. Because what I learned this week is the difference between real commitment and surface level enthusiasm. So like I said, I'm working with different teams, coaching them on improving their execution. I left one store and I was thinking, damn, this pharmacist is locked in. He's engaged, he's nodding, he's saying all the right things. This store is going to kill it. And in the other store, total opposite. The person leading the team didn't seem super engaged. They weren't pushing back, but I wasn't getting that same energy that they were really bought in. So naturally, I left thinking that store was going to need way more work. Then I come back a few days later and I couldn't be more wrong. The store that I thought was fully committed, well, they were barely above 50% to target for the week. And on top of that, I found that their tracking logs weren't even accurate, meaning they were marking things as done when they actually weren't happening. Meanwhile, the store where I thought engagement was low, they were crushing it over 140% to target. That team was bought in, locked in, and they executed even when I wasn't there. So what happened? And more importantly, how do you tell who's actually bought in before it's too late? So here's the hard truth. People will tell you what you want to hear, but commitment isn't about what someone says. It's about what they do when no one's watching. And this applies to business, fitness, and life. A client will tell you that they're locked in on their nutrition, but when you check their logs, they haven't tracked a meal in days. Someone says they're all in on getting stronger, but when you ask about their last workout, they forgot to do half their sets. A team member nods along and says, got it, in a meeting, but when it's time to execute, they do things their own way, or worse, not at all. Commitment isn't about how excited someone seems in the moment. It's about what they actually follow through on. So what's the fix? How do you avoid getting fooled by surface level enthusiasm? Here's what I'm doing next time, and what you should do if you're a coach, lead, or even just want to hold yourself accountable in fitness and nutrition. Number one, don't ask, look for proof. Instead of asking, are you doing what we talked about? Ask, what's the biggest improvement you've seen from doing this daily? If they can't give you a clear answer, chances are they aren't doing it. Number two, random spot checks. Next time, I'm not looking at tracking sheets. I'm pulling people aside. I'm saying, show me, let's run through it now. Because if someone is actually doing the work, they won't need to prepare. It'll already be second nature. And it's the same thing with fitness. If you say you're tracking your food, but I pull up your app and it's empty, that's not buy-in, that's avoidance. Number three, transfer of ownership. I used to think buy-in meant how well someone listened to me. But real buy-in is when they don't need me to tell them what to do anymore. Next time, I'm making sure the leader at each location can teach it back to their team. Because if they can't explain it, they don't fully own it. Same in fitness. If you can't tell me what your training plan is without looking at your notes, then you don't actually have a plan. You have a bunch of information you aren't executing. So how does this apply to you? This applies to anyone trying to level up, whether you're trying to lose weight, build muscle, or lead a team. Because the reality is, motivation is easy, execution is rare. The question you need to ask yourself is, am I actually committed to the process? Or do I just like the idea of being committed? Because here's the thing, you don't get results by saying you want something. You get results from proving it every single day with your actions. You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your training.